Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. It's Lee from Magnetic North Adventures, and today I'm going to be doing a chat and a talk about metal detecting, how I got into it, how long I've been into it, and machines I've used. So hope you're all well, and it's raining outside, so it's going to be an indoor video today. So I've been metal detecting since 1990. I was 7 years of age, and what got me into metal detecting? Well, I always liked history, and I thought I'd like to see what was out there, and it was a way for me to go out, find things, and find peace, quiet and tranquility. So 1990, I start with a very old machine. It was a 1978 to 1982 White's Coinmaster 5000/D Series GEB metal detector. It was a manual ground balance, non-motion metal detector and had a max depth of 4 inches deep. It wasn't very deep, but it was a good machine, and it was very good in the early days of going into parks and things like pasture land. Now that machine, it was very heavy, it was quite dated already by that time. It was good, it got me used to it, it got me used to metal detecting, and very soon I decided that I wanted something a bit better. So I went for the first edition, which was a white Viking 5 metal detector. It was lightweight and again a non-motion detector. So when I say motion detector or non-motion, a non-motion detector would beep as soon as it was over a target. A motion detector, you would have to swing from left to right or right to left to actually get it to continually beep over a target. That's the difference between the two machines. So the Viking 5, it had 2 control switches, tuning and sensitivity, built-in headphone sockets, very good on pasture. And that was 1979 to present. The more modern day ones, those have changed colour. They are now black machines with a black search head, or sometimes you get a white search head depending which one you go for. They were very beach friendly. I got that machine around about 1992, and I went to my very first beach hunt. And I do believe that was in Cleethorpes and Skegness area on the east coast in England. And yeah, I had my fair share of pull tabs, ring pulls, cans, pop cans, general trash. But I got my very first ring on that beach. It wasn't a silver ring, it wasn't a gold ring. It was a fairground award ring that you'd get, dating to the 1940s. It was an interesting find. Did I keep it? No, I didn't. It actually got lost on the way home because I had a hole in my pocket. Goes that way. But I hope somebody else found it and it brought some joy to them as well. That machine was also good in woodland and also on ploughed fields, and it had a depth of around 6 inches, and it did its purpose. But then I wanted to upgrade and I wanted something a bit more newer. So I went in 1993 for the White Spectrum XLT, my very first computerized metal detector. That had 4 custom slots on it, and you could actually program it and set it various settings, woodland, pasture, farm, arable fields, and also to beach mode. And when I first bought it, it had an 8 AA battery pack. Later on, I could upgrade that to a rechargeable battery pack. It was a sensitive machine. It did very well. And I found Roman coins with that dating from the 2nd and 1st century AD. Now on to that one. I found my very first Roman coin when I was age 10, and that one was a Nero Emperor in very poor condition for a bronze coin. They're not often found in very good condition, but that was my very first Roman, and I was in Nottinghamshire in England, and I actually remember running around the field because I was so excited to hold something nearly 1900 years of age at the time. It's amazing when you think about things. I've since gone on to other machines, the Tesoro Silver Sabre Mark II. That was the first machine I found my very first medieval silver coin, and that was a King John penny from the 13th century, early 13th century. I've since gone on and found other coins with that machine, and that machine became known not only to me but in the treasure hunting community as the hammered coin finder, or the hammered coin hoover. It did very, very, very well. Would I buy one of those machines again? Most certainly. It was friendly, you could switch it on and walk straight away and find things. I then got a Garrett AT Pro. A very good machine. It was waterproof as well. I could go all the way up to the control box on that one, and that was the very first machine I used for searching shallow rivers, streams, becks, things like that. And it was at that point that I started to realise just how much potential there was for the watercourses as well. And I didn't realise that years later on I would also take up magnet fishing, and I tested that way back in 2012 with a speaker magnet. Wasn't much good, nuts, bolts and screws. I then abandoned the hobby till 2016, and yeah, I used a proper magnet at that point. Again, not finding too much, but I enjoyed it. And in 2018 I moved on and bought professional proper magnets at the time. That's a new story for a different video, of which I've already recorded if you go back to the playlist. I've also used the Seascope 2MX metal detector, Seascope 770 metal detector, the Garrett Ace 150, the Vanquish Mine Lab, and also the Ace 250. I've enjoyed it. I also, as my last machine, used the Go Find 66 metal detector.
Magnetic North Adventures for the secrets from the deep, exploring hidden corners where the lost may sleep. With metal in our hands and a mission in our hearts, we're cleaning up the planet, saving every part. The thrill of discovering a spark in the air. You never know what's waiting out there somewhere. From ancient coins to modern waste. Every pull is a victory, no time to waste. Magnetic North adventures, pulling secrets from the deep, exploring hidden corners where the lost things sleep. With metal in our hands and a mission in our hearts, we're cleaning up the planet, saving every part. The thrill of discovery, a spark in the air. You never know what's waiting out there somewhere. From ancient coins to modern ways, every pull is a victory.
And that was last year. I stopped metal detecting briefly in May 2023. Sadly, because one of my very close friends had passed away, and so I thought, I've lost inspiration, and my best buddy had gone. I had very few people left at that point to talk to about the hobby from the old days, and I basically gave up on metal detecting for a while. I was doing the magnet fishing, so I was still out, so there was that. But yes, I used to hold a group on Facebook called Finds Identified Facebook Edition. And at one point there was 450 people in that group, and they were worldwide. They would write in, post the finds, get me to identify bits and pieces. I also had members from around the world that was prepared to help on non-UK finds, coins, things like that. The sort of things that you just don't see much of, if at all, in the UK. I ran that group for roughly 4 years, and it was shut down 10 years ago now. And the reason I shut it down was it just became too much stress, because I'd have people messaging me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including on Christmas Day, to identify things, and no, it was far too much. So I decided to close the group down, and at that point I just literally went out, I did my own metal detecting, and I did finds identification for the select few that had been there from the very start. Now, moving on, what do I like to find most? Anything. But I've gone into finding military war relics, and for a number of years that's been a great passion of mine. Sorry, I'll just steady the camera there. And I've gained some great permissions over the years. I will be doing a later video on how to gain permission for metal detecting. Now, for safety, what you would always need to carry is a first aid kit in case you get bumps, cuts and bruises whilst out and about. You also need plenty of water when you're out in the search area, fields, things like that. It does get quite dusty. And always carry some food with you and have a break. Always make sure that you don't wear steel toe caps with a brand new metal detector, because like myself, you will actually metal detect your steel toe cap, and it's funny, but when you realise you're digging holes everywhere and you can't find the target, that's why, you know, you're actually picking up your boots as you walk. But we've all been there, we've all done it. And things that I recommend to take would be spare batteries, a carry bag to put your finds into, mobile phone and mobile phone charge, battery pack, just so that you can make a call if you need to the farmer or to the fines liaisons officers. Sometimes even to the police if you find something that shouldn't really be there. Military ordinance, if you're not sure about it, always get it checked out, and don't be scared to call it in. The police will always be there to help you, and if you do know about it and it is safe and you're 100% sure it is safe, then you've got a keeper, but you've got to be 100% sure. If you're not sure, just call it in, and if you have to get a replacement, there's plenty of places online that you can go and buy things to replace items that you found that you could not keep. Now also, in the earlier days when I was growing up, I started to build up an impressive collection of militaria, bottles, old tins, archaeological items, items that I'd found, items that I'd bought. And as a school child, ages between 9 and 12, I used to hold exhibitions, and that also went on to secondary school, where the history teachers actually asked me to partake in helping out with the history lessons. I did that, and I did show and tell of items, take artifacts in, just so that people could get a better understanding of the time period that we was doing. Now in a moment I'm going to show you some press cuttings from when I was that young doing all that. I'm 40 years old now. I still do various aspects of treasure hunting, mudlarking, and obviously magnet fishing, beach combing, and I've done dump digging in the past, but I will be making a return to metal detecting this coming year. So my friend was John Willits. He sadly passed away May last year whilst I was on my last metal detecting expedition, and unfortunately I got the call from a message that same day that I was out. I couldn't concentrate, and I ended up switching the metal detector off and basically doing nothing for the next few days. But I do think he would like to see me return to the hobby, and I do think he's looking down, wishing me luck. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get back into it, and I'm going to honour John's memory. I would like to give a big shout out to a good friend of mine, Bobby Baker. He was there in the group early on. Ken Sampson also, he was in the same group many years ago. And Jake Easterling in Lincolnshire, all of which I'm still in contact with as well. So I will be starting up metal detecting again, and I will make sure that I can do the best that I can do. Just need new permissions, things like that. So I'm going to show you some photographs of finds of that things that I've found over the years. So there was magazines in the past, which was the BBR Bottle Auction Catalogues, Treasure Hunter magazine, the Searcher magazine, and American Relic Digger magazine. And I used to buy those quite often. They came out every month, and I used to basically cut out items that I'd found for archives in case I lost my photos or finds. There have been a few things happen in my life where unfortunately I wasn't able to keep all my finds and I had to let them go. And there was a few cases where items were just given away to other people as well, and people also had a few items that I couldn't keep just because I had no space. But this shows some of the items that I'd found. So whilst field walking, some arrowheads there. Those was Neolithic in date, and those dated to around 3,000 years old. There we have a small pierced pebble. They was used as mace heads for protection, things like that. And then we've got flint tools, scrapers from the Stone Age. Again, 4,000 to 6,000 years of age. We've got general finds, buttons, coins, bits of watch winders, things like that, hinges. Silver 1843, silver 3p coin, British, Queen Victoria. My very first foreign coin was this one, a silver 1 franc, dated 1902, French. And then you got things like the iron split pins, bag seals, lots of buttons, and then other bits. So King John cut half pennies, keys, arrowhead. That's the poor condition they come out of the ground in, just to show what battles would look like. Bits of pottery I picked up whilst out in the fields, and medieval buckles. Various bits, fishing equipment, nondescript, general keys, another piece of silver there, George V. A part silver, 1935, sixpence there. And then these are some of the finds that I had from near German prisoner war camps, things like that. You got the old silver ARP badge. Air raid wardens used to wear those. Found a lot of these over the years, the jam pots. Medieval times, iron buckles, pilgrim badges, casket keys, metal smelting. Henry III, silver, cut half penny. So these would be cut in half to literally give you change. Again, more pottery shards. I always pick up pottery in a field because it dates how old the field is and it can tell you possible things that's been found. This here was showing the fragments from here of what the jug would have looked like, and that would date to the 14th century. Medieval knife handles there. Various other bits and pieces. And then here to show what a medieval settlement would have looked like. And these Enfield Pritchard bullets, and these were around the 1860s, things like that. Some bits of jewellery, various artifacts really, cat badges, pottery from near the old airfields, horse buckles with the leather still on. And then from the mudlarking, bottle digging days, pipes, clay pipe heads, bottles, things like that. It's a very nice King John cut half there. And Tudors and Stuarts, that's 1600s. Just various artifacts over the years.
Magnetic North Adventures, for secrets from the deep, exploring hidden corners where the lost things sleep. With metal in our hands and a mission in our hearts, we're cleaning up the planet, saving every part. The thrill of discovering a spark in the air. You never know what's waiting out there somewhere. From ancient coins to modern waste, every pull is a victory, no time to waste. Magnetic North Adventures, pulling secrets from the deep, exploring hidden corners where the lost things sleep. With metal in our hands and a mission in our hearts, we're cleaning up the planet, saving every part. The thrill of discovery, a spark in the air. You never know what's waiting out there somewhere. From ancient coins to modern waste, every pull is a victory. No time to wait, no time to waste, no time to waste. Magnetic North Adventures, pulling secrets from the deep, exploring hidden corners where the lost things sleep. With metal in our hands and a mission in our hearts, we're cleaning up the planet, saving every part. Magnetic North, you're out on the run. Every river, every lake, there's treasure to be won. From the depths to the shore, we're doing our best. Magnetic North Adventures, we never rest. Never rest.
Beneath the moon's cold, steely light, we sailed through waters dark as night, with magnetic north as our lone guide, seeking treasure where the lost tides hide. Clean waters cloaked in mystery hold tales of ancient history. With every cast our nets would splay, magnet fishing neath the ocean's spray. Pirate booty buried deep, knowledge kept where darkness seeps. High seas whisper tales so kind, lost treasures we're determined to find. Fishing ships on weathered decks, charts and maps, the years we collect. A compass wavers, but we steer true to the secrets only oceans knew. Kindness shines in dusky glares, among the dangers, woes, and scares. Explorers' hearts so pure and brave seek the fortune neath the tidal wave. Beneath the waves, the past undressed, golden dreams in watery chest. While the sharp wind twists our sails, we push through dark and storied gales. mystery deep, knowledge kept where darkness seeps. High seas whisper tales so kind, lost treasures we're determined to find. Beneath the waves, the past undressed, golden dreams in watery chest. While the sharp wind twists our sails, we push through dark and storied gales.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little tour of my life, as it has been, and the finds, photos, things like that. And until the next adventure, I hope that's going to be very soon. Who knows when? No idea what I'll be doing. So keep an eye out. Please like, subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now.